Hello everybody, today is part 11 on What If Deku Had All For One. Here we go. Oh, there are three men in the room, Vlad King, Immortal, and Aizawa. And Aizawa says, "We're going through all the applicants today, right? Yeah, we're going to send out the acceptance paperwork, I believe, next few days." Vlad King says, "Yep, we've done this I've done this enough times to know what I'm doing. And P.S. If you have anything in exception that you want to accept, put it in my pile, please." Aizawa says, I got this student, Ui Isu, with 54 points, but only 2 heroic rescue points. Yeah, pass. How about the first two? There's two. Izuku Midoriya and Bakugo Katsuki. Izuku approve. Midoriya approve. Bakugo. Actually, let's do both background checks on both. Bakugo Katsuki and Izuku Midoriya, blah 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 blah, reading their file, and yep, they're both clean. And there's nothing on the record. Good. Vlad King says. Mortal says, that explosive one has temper similar to someone when I know. Ah, you missed something, lad. What did I miss? Prior history with explosive disorder. Order. We should mark that as something to keep note of. Okay. Hey, how about Mineta Minoru? He has a decent quirk and he scored decently well. Well, Mineta Minoru, let's see. Isn't he the nephew of one of the people on the board? Immortal says, "Oh, you mean Ian Mineta on the board? No, he got fired for sexual assault allegations last month. And, there are about 15 different accusations of sexual assault, stalking, and 3 of stolen private property. And deny." You deny him that quickly? Blood King says, "I personally myself do not want to deal with a student that I do not want to put against female students. That's not fair to the female students or the male students. Anyway, Todoroki Shoto, pass. He passed the recademption exams. And Momoya Rozu, Chiro Kaioka, Shinzo Atashi. He passes his background check. Shoji, Uji, Monoma, and they go through all the students, and there are 40 students in both classes, and Razorhead mostly, he does do it, but he only overviews a little bit, because he personally doesn't like going through his entire history. But Immortal is the opposite opinion of knowing what is something to know and what's not to know. Anyway, Aizawa says, do we really need to do this? We couldn't just do what we normally do each year, Immortal. Mortal says, "We don't need more endeavors. We do not. We absolutely do not need another endeavor." With his property damage claims of over how much last year? I believe it was wasn't it nearly 900 billion yen last year? Year? And how many civilian deaths? No. We are a heroic institution, not a soldier-producing machine. There's a big, bloody difference. I should know. I remember when those old meta at a soldier training camps were still around. And Blood King says, "What do you mean? You mean those old hero schools back in the day?" No, they were not hero schools. They were transformed into hero schools, but they were not hero schools. They were flat out super soldier schools to basically make super soldiers. That was the job of those facilities. Our job is to get students from, or in the hero course, our jobs are pretty simple, but important. To teach these kids how the heroic industry works, how to not die in it, and to make sure they can survive through school. And Aizawa says, "Immortal, how do you do 4 jobs?" "What do you mean?" "You do vice principal, history teacher, and primary heroics teacher. And am I mistaken, you tend to do museum tours." Immortal says, All Might is not qualified to be a teacher. He does not have a teacher's license. He does not get exempt just because he's the number 1 hero. He will be as the same status, actually a little bit higher, because he's actually going to be somewhat of a teacher, where he's going to be there every class. But I am going to be the primary teacher of a hero course, besides the home teachers. Cheers. Or are we not doing that as last time I was here? No, I believe we decided to have the hero teachers be the hero teachers, to be the ones in charge of the heroics class, and had the schedule change. Yeah, I should read my emails more. Anyway. Now we got all the students' this paperwork done. Now time to get all these recordings done. We have 40 students getting into the heroic course. Now I have to do stuff with Monjima, and then have to go to the with stuff with Mike. Then market the business department, and I think that's it. Yeah, that works. As always says, you have a more stringent schedule than Nezu. I'm just gonna say this. Yes, Nezu is one of the best principals of this school. But to be blunt, the last principal of this school was, I'm just gonna say this. There's a reason why there was not that many female heroes back in the day when that principal was in charge. That's not because of the fact of sexism. That's because of the fact that he flat out tortured those girls into quitting the heroic course, general education course, or support course, and every course in the institution of UA. I am honestly, I know I'm speaking to people that have no idea who the bloody this guy is, but hey, being an old man, kinda Online has its benefits and its downsides. Aizawa says, "Oh, you mean Korai Kenji? No, that's his son, and he's on the board. But I'm glad he's 30 times less quirkist and about up to 1,000 times less sexist. Which one do you mean then? No, his father. I believe his first name was Kim. I believe he was from Korea. Originally. But anyway, besides that, what else do we need to sign? Oh yeah, I need to get all that paperwork done, and Nezu's getting all that paperwork done, and Aizawa says, isn't Nezu taking a break from being a principal of UA for the next 3 years? Yeah, mostly. We made an agreement that I would be primary principal, and, well, he has a big bloody case on his hands. Nearly as big as one of the old cases back in the day, but, well, let's just say it involves a decent amount of his focus. Well, it's better for me to be in charge when I'm available and have him do two things at once. Even though, yes, he could probably still do it. We don't want a situation where I believe that if it was you, Vlad King, where you accidentally send a very, very big case ace contact student files instead of the information they needed. Vlad King lowers himself in the seat and says, "Okay, that was once." The big raid about 4 months ago, the big bust on the ocean near Hiroshima, far years ago, and okay, Immortal. Dang. Immortal says, yeah. Yes. You can do heroics and teaching. But there's a reason why most teachers tend to do their big cases when school's out of session. And yes, I understand that's only 1 month, but still. It's easier doing that than doing it the other way. And also, have a work phone for hero. Anyway, basically they all just do the paperwork they need to do for the beginning of the year. Here, and Aizawa says, what group am I getting? You get it. Midori Izuku, Bakugo Katsuki, Momo Yarozu, Mina Ashito, Ito, Usu, Karashima and Jiro, or Jiro, Shoji, Tokiyami, Ami, and let me read. Yep, and yup. And outside of character, it's everyone in Class 1A besides Mineta, and Shinso's replacing Mineta. Anyway, and my class, you got Monoma, Kendo, Pony, Ni Tetsu Tetsu Tetsu. And yep. Here's your list. Here's class 1B. They have this year. Okay, that makes sense. And then, why are you not putting the two people that have their quirks around quirks? It's in the same class. And that makes it easier? No. Because there's a big difference from Azuka Midori's quirk and Momo Naruto's quirk. One big difference is the fact that Monoma's quirk is a copy quirk with 3, to my knowledge, 3. He has his max. Azuku's is a all for one similar where he can give, take, and use quirks. And I don't want to see what happens if they both fight each other. There. And Vlad King says, wait a minute, he can steal quirks? How did he pass? When Azuka Midori has filed the correct paperwork to have all the proper verification to be able to get all the quirks he has. X. And here you go, Aizawa. Here's that quirk information. I don't need it. Eat it. And Immortal says, okay, fine. Anyway, I feel like that's enough paperwork for today. Hey, I think on that. I think we got everything. And now I'm gonna head to Mojima. And Immortal heads to the head of support course, and to the support course teachers, and Aizawa and Blood King say, he is very much a control freak. Vlad King says, Aizawa says, no, I wouldn't say he's a control freak, especially the fact he doesn't mind how we can do our glasses. But he does have fine lines that we do not want to cross. I believe the last time a teacher tried to cross him, I believe he got fired and basically had his entire career ruined as a hero and a teacher. Sure. And Blind King says, oh boy. He's our boss for the next 3 years? Aizawa says, yep. This is gonna be new. At least it's not gonna be the same mind games as the damn rat. Light King says, I don't know what this one will do. At least we know the rat. That's somewhat. We all had him as our principal. Besides, I believe All Might is the only teacher here that didn't have him besides Immortal. Oh, Aizawa says, oh, you didn't have him as a teacher? I believe he was not as a teacher when I was in. Aizawa says, oh boy. Let's just say this. It's Vlad. Immortal. Honestly, many people would say he would agree with you. Because you tend to have a more quirkist opinion. Black King says, hey, I do not. I'm gonna be blunt, yes you do. But, no, he doesn't. The only reason why people say he does is the fact he used to be a part of the Middle Liberation Army. Me. Back in the day. And I mean back in the bloody day. When the organization was small. Oh. Wait, why wouldn't he be charged with, villainy? That government fell, I believe, a decent while ago. a long time ago before the current HPSC exists, and Immortal is, I believe, a member of the HPSC. He's higher chamber. How many jobs does he have? That's a question I don't want to know. And that is end of episode. I know this is a primarily Immortal and Teacher episode, but I would want to make it clear Mineta is not in this series as a student. He might be in the series later, either as a character or just an NPC or something, but he will not be in Class 1A or Class 1B or in UA at all. Because in this timeline, Shinso got more training and beat Mineta fair and square. There. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and thank you.